She used to tell me stupid things like, if I sat in a chair, nobody would want to bother with me either. And she was so addicted to me using the motorized chair that I needed her on campus. And she went off and got her nails done or went to the mall or whatever. And I fell down. Two people picked me up. Until this day, I don't know what they look like. I only saw feet, but I knew it was a guy and a girl. She couldn't do nothing, man. The only thing, unfortunately, she did was be a whore. And there's this guy that drives Accessoride that tells me she's still around, but she's kind of hiding. She did a lot of drugs, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It came to the point where my grandfather would be like, "Is she high?" And I would cover up for her. Like, we had a good relationship. She was nice, but honestly, she don't know how to be nice because she talks behind people's back, and she's very bitchy and a moody person, honestly. And like, I feel bad for her situation that she got beat up and stuff, but she was very promiscuous. And then she would make me cancel my rides so she could go off and do whatever. It's like I needed an aid to be an aid, not to do it. And then she would tell me things that would make me feel bad about my condition, like we don't want to be here, we want to go home and get out. But excuse me, your fat ass sat on my bed. You ate our food. We let you go out when you was on the clock. And then she would say, I understand she was young at that time, and so was I. And she would throw it in my face that I was old because I had about 7 years on her. But guess what? You're worn out. You know what I mean? Read between the lines. You're I may have the years, but you're old physically. Take that for what it is. And every accessorized guy, she would take their numbers and call them and put them under girls' names so her boyfriend never found out. She didn't want me to go to Brooklyn to go to some of the restaurants I liked. She didn't like going and traveling. She didn't like doing this. She made excuses for every damn thing until she met a kid that I grew up with and snuck him and brought him home to the apartment where she shared with her boyfriend. That's the only time she wanted me to go to Brooklyn. And she's just a miserable person. A shitty person. And she would screw around while I was in class, fucking the maintenance guys of CSI in the basement. And then she got me in trouble all the time with my grandparents. She called my grandmother a old miserable bitch. No, sweetie, that's you and your future. And your body parts are old, so because they've been used a lot. So there you go. She had a future. She could have been a nurse and everything, but from what I hear from an accessory guy, she's selling her body on the corner. Well, he drove um Uber also, and he looked at her in the mirror and said, "You remember me?" And she goes, "Did I suck your dick once?" What a conversation started, geez. What an icebreaker. And he was like, "No." That they went to school together and he knew that she was garbage. And he said it. He told me, "Chris, don't feel sorry for her. She gets everything she deserves." You know what she would do? She would get on the ride with me, pretend like she was going where I was going, then get off at the corner, then send me off to Queens somewhere by myself. Such an asshole. She got me yelled at because I like to protect what I thought was friends, and people take advantage of me. Until one day, she wanted to leave me on the other side of the island because she didn't feel good. That bitch would always come to work never feeling good and find a way to get out and skip out on the job. So one day my grandfather said, listen, you brought him to where you bring him back home, and then you go home. This bitch was so bad to the point where, yeah, man, it's crazy.